Hey guys, John here, back with another video for you today, trying to get this one in. It looks bright and sunny right now, but there's a storm coming from over there, so I want to try and get this in before that hits. I start getting rained on here, but I wanted to talk about imposter syndrome today. So take you through a little story of mine, but I want you to imagine this for a second. Imagine you're from a dirty little town of less than 200 people in the middle of nowhere, and you come from a dirt poor family that are, for the most part, outcasts within the community that you live in. And you're surrounded by a bunch of rich families and a bunch of rich kids due to some sort of odd circumstances. And for you, those kids never miss an opportunity to remind you that you don't really belong in this community. So you're constantly made fun of, constantly told that you're a dirty nobody, constantly told that you'll never amount to anything, so why even try? And I want you to imagine that that was the bulk of your childhood and all of the baggage that sort of comes with that. Then fast forward 10 years, and now you're a developer, at least you're trying to be one, and you are at a conference surrounded by other much more experienced developers than you. One was the creator of maybe one of the most popular WordPress plugins out there. One's a lead developer for a very popular membership site software. And then there's just dozens of other freelance developers there who are a lot more experienced than you are. And you are the one asked to speak at that conference and try to tell them something that they don't know. And as you're speaking, you can sort of feel their eyes just burning a hole in you. And it feels like they're all inside of their head just screaming fraud at you with every word that comes out of your mouth. Well, that was me a few years back. And the reason I tell you that is to simply point out that we've all felt that kind of imposter syndrome at one point or another in our career. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. It doesn't matter how much you know. We all feel like frauds at times, especially when you consider how much things change. You know, in an industry where everything is evolving, everything is improving or changing, there's always something that you don't know. And there always will be something that you don't know. So if not knowing something makes you a fraud, then at some level we are all frauds. Then, of course, to add on top of that, you have these people who, when something new comes out, they'll go out and learn it. And that may be the one thing that they know in the entire industry. But because they've learned that one thing, they'll go around telling everybody else that they're a bunch of noobs because you don't know that one thing. And you know, all of this starts to add up, and you can start to feel insecure. You can start to feel overwhelmed. You can start to feel frustrated and start to feel like, what's even the point of doing all this? I'm never going to be able to keep up. I'm never going to be able to do what that person over there is able to do. And it can just all be really frustrating. But here's the thing about all of this. When it comes down to it, when you really get to the bare bones of it, that's all just noise, because it doesn't matter what you do in life. At the end of the day, it's ultimately just a battle with yourself. And confidence isn't some magic thing that just sort of happens out of nowhere, or you can do a few voodoo rituals and all of a sudden you're magically confident. Confidence comes from competence. Now, that doesn't mean that you know everything. It doesn't mean you need to know everything. What it means is that you know what you know, and you put your heart and soul into it, and you become a badass at that one thing. And you know that you're a badass at that one thing, and you own that you're a badass at that one thing. Everything and everyone else be damned. And that is, in my experience, the way out of imposter syndrome. But again, it all starts with competence, and competence comes from putting in the work. And when you do put in the work, and you put in the hours, then you know who you are. You know what you are. And all the chirping and the outside noise and all these know-it-alls that love to run their mouth and all the legitimate, what would be concerns and fears about the changes in our industry and all of that stuff, it sort of just fades away and it doesn't really affect you. So get to work. That's the big secret of dealing with imposter syndrome. Now, of course, if you want to start building that confidence and competence when it comes to things like PHP and object-oriented programming and HTML and freelancing and security and all these, what I consider sort of the core of web development, then I've got my entire curriculum over on Skillshare, over 30 plus hours of training available over there for you to dive into, to put in the work, to get down to business, to earn that confidence by developing your competence. So again, if you're ready to put in the work, you're ready to get serious, you're ready to get down to business, then that's a really great way to build that competence. And the great part is you can get started for nothing over there with the 2-month free trial that I can offer you as a teacher. Just go to johnmorrisonline.com/Skillshare, sign up for the 2-month free trial, dive in, go all in on all my courses and start learning that stuff. Get it done before the 2 months is up, cancel anytime before the 2 months is up, and you never pay a penny. So it's a really great way to dig in and get down to work and start doing this. So again, the link for that is johnmorrisonline.com/Skillshare. All right, that'll do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.